DJ screaming out
Hoodrich Radio, it's the #1 show in the streets. Superstar check-in time. Always bring you the hottest people in the streets first. Representing today from that NC, it's Yolo Ru Koon Ru. The Ru gang is in the building. What's up? Welcome to the ATL.
What's banging, Scream?
What's popping? Everybody good?
Yeah, we chilling, man. Chilling. Loving it out here right now.
We know y'all be taking a lot of trips back and forth from the NC to the ATL. What's the first thing y'all do when y'all get to the city, man?
Man, we actually just try to we like to just the scenery, man. Like we like to just go around and you know what I mean, check everything out. And then at nighttime, you know, we love the clubs. Y'all got us with the clubs.
Y'all like the clubs. Y'all like the clubs.
Yeah, it's, you know what I mean, it's love though. That's one thing about it. Like, it's love here. Like, you know what I mean? We pull up, it's a different mark. Like we pull up, if we go on Follies now, they remember you, they'll put you in the same section.
No
they
doubt.
show you know what I mean? It's love here.
No
like,
doubt.
you know what I mean? It's a little bit harder when you're coming from where we at, but it's love here.
And it's kind of dope. A lot of people say when it comes to Atlanta, they always hear music they never heard in the club.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Music that people like reacting to and all that.
Yeah, because we kind of slow down there. Y'all catch it. Y'all, by the time we come out here and we hear something 2 months later, 3 months later, it's just making, you know what I mean, a little spin on the radios and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be good to get be a step of the game a little bit to know which route, you know what I mean, the music is headed. Right.
How long have y'all been rapping and what made y'all start rapping?
Rapping for about 10.
About 10
plus years.
Solid decades.
Yeah. And it all started like, you know, my bro, he was the one that really started rapping. He had caught some charges and he was on house arrest. He started, you know, fooling around with the music.
Ain't had much else to do. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're on house arrest. You can do like TK, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make the race.
And after that, it was like, you know, when they kind of activated his time or whatever, I told him, like, you know what I mean, I had lost my scholarship. And I had told him, like, look, I'm a really try to, like, push this shit over the edge. Like, you know, we doing it one way, polishing our craft, because as you can see, like, niggas actually write they shit, and they sit down and use a dictionary and thesaurus when we write and put our heads together, try to make sense of what we doing. And that took a long time to actually polish together, that chemistry together. So that was about it. After that, you know what I mean, when Koon probably been home probably about, what, 2-3 solid years now?
Yeah, about
3 years now, good. And from the time he came home, the first joint we did was Meet the Plug. That was the first joint. Like, that was the first joint we recorded.
And we shot it down here in the A.
Yeah, and we shot it here in studio space in Atlanta. We shot that video right there. So after that, like, that was how we kind of opened the scene up like that. When he came home, was like, look, you know, the market that we at, it's a little bit, you know what I mean, it's a little bit harder for them to back you. So we got to kind of reach out and get out the city a little bit, you know. So.
Speaking of the videos, and y'all don't have to give away all the sauce, but as independents, y'all videos, like, that's how we kind of connected. Like, y'all videos are better than people on major labels. Like, how did this all come about? Like,
that came about with Lil Otto, the director. Otto and one of my homeboys that I rap with, they grew up together. And Otto was out there, you know, he shot Lufo video. He had did some stuff for 2 Chainz and OT behind the scenes. He was working.
Got you.
And you know, a lot of people kind of get comfortable with the people around it. Like, I'm gonna go to my man's and do a $250 video, or, you know what I mean, stand outside my trap house or stand outside here. But when I first met him, you know what I mean, and I sent him Rumble, you know what I mean, he was like, look, this how we gonna do it. You know what I mean? It was a
real creative director.
A real creative director. Like, they'll sit down and plot it out with you, and you see it one way, and he's trying to take it a whole different way.
Yeah.
Our first video we did was Rumble. Like, that was the first one, so it locked in. Like, we probably have, 10 videos together now. I ain't went to another person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really about it, and that comes from somebody that's serious with their craft, just as serious as I am with mine. You know what I mean? Just as serious as I sit down to come up with this stuff and make sure it sound right, is he gonna sit down just as serious to come up with the visual to sell it, basically. You know what I mean?
So far on y'all journey, what's the best and the worst thing about the rap game to y'all?
The best part to me is seeing the reaction of all the hard work that you put in.
Okay.
Even if it's one fan. You know what I mean? Even if it's one person to come up to you and say, hey,
like,
man,
you ain't doing
it for nothing. You know what I mean? But the bad side of it,
the grind to come up and going through all the, you know what I mean, ins and outs, being told this, being told that, you know what I mean? Just
Because like we talking
stuff that come with it.
Yeah, you talking about some people that done been down. We went to Shady about 5 years ago. Like
when you're doing it on your own,
doing stuff like on your own. Like, but you gotta
Mm-hmm.
learn. Like, okay, you went all the way out there, but you didn't have all this ready before you jumped out there. So it's the learning process and spending money the wrong way. You know what I mean? That's another thing. Like you
it's an expensive game, man.
Yeah, you know, but you learn. It's the best part about it. Like you don't get got twice. So you know what I mean, you learn
faulty contracts and everything. You know, booking artists to come down to the city, they don't show up.
Oh, man.
because of the market.
Right.
It's Carolina.
Everything,
Oh,
right?
who
Like,
gives a like, you know what I mean? Not knowing that, you know what I mean, it get busy, but you know, that's how it is. So that's how we kind of looked at it, and not being from here, I think that helped us out a lot. Because it's a lot of talent in the NC too, but they so comfortable with where they at, and because me and my brother not from that place,
Right.
like we'll tend to reach out more because we're not, you know what I mean, we're not really too settled in and comfortable. They're like, we don't want to be there for the rest of our life, you know what I mean? So we reach out, you know what I mean, and that's kind of like where we at now. It's helping us out a lot, though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Now put yourself in fan mode, because you know when you're independent, I mean, there's a lot of people rapping, right? So why should the people listen to Blood Brothers? Why? Because like, especially the nature of this type of weekend, there's gonna be millions of CDs circulating. Right? Like, what is gonna differentiate y'all music from everybody else's music, and why should they give y'all that listening time?
It's a new sound, man. It's a sound you ain't heard before. Like we got our own sound, you know what I mean? Quality music on top of that. Like, you know, we actually put work into it, and you could play Blood Brothers from start to finish, and you don't even have to skip a track, because everything is dope.
Experience.
And we talking about a new sound with about 400 or 500 songs in the arsenal new sound. Like that's.
I didn't even hear that many, man.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean. But for real, that's really where it's at. So like, you know what I mean. Even with that 10 tracks that they got, like, it's still so much more out there. Like, we just really want you to just kind of get a start, like, to kind of understand. It's like an introduction. This is who we are. This is what people know us for. All them songs on there got videos. So, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, this is them. Now, the back end, you know what I mean? That's when we really start getting in your bag, and you start showing them, like, hey, it's more than just this. It's more than just this, you know what I mean? But you got to start somewhere. And I think it's a good start if you're trying to hear something different, and you're trying to, you know what I mean? It brings back lyricism. Like, not saying that it's out, but, you know, it's kind of is. And in a way, we making lyrical tracks on down south beats.
Right.
That's what I would classify the sound as.
Gotcha.
You got lyrics on down south beats. Like, I could get on a Zaytoven beat, and you'll hear something like, ooh, that's a nice bar. Like, you don't hear that. You know what I mean? You'll hear a jam or a swag, but you don't really hear good quality lyrics from, you know what I mean? And that's why I think where we at, North Carolina's kind of like in the middle. It's in the middle of kind of like the top and the bottom. So you kind of get like best of both worlds. You know what I mean? Instead of being just saturated with the South or just saturated up top. Like, you know what I mean?
How do y'all interact in the studio? Do y'all ever clash? Do you ever got to tell each other, like, yo, go back in on this bar or this verse or anything? Like, or do y'all just let everybody just
It's
do
weird because our minds is like similar. Like, it's like we think just like sometimes, like, he'll write a verse, he'll be here, I'll be all the way in DC, and when we put it together, like Meet the Plug, for example, you put it together, it's
Are
like
actually brothers?
Yeah,
okay.
We're real brothers.
Just to reiterate.
We real brothers.
And
Got you.
just coming back, like me coming back and then recording, and like if you listen to it, you'll see what I'm saying. Like we wrote it not being around each other, but when you put it together, it fit together so good.
We don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like, we could be the type of groups like, hey, if somebody wants Coon out here on the show over here and they want Yolo over here, like, we could still make music halfway across the world from each other. You know what I mean? I'll be sitting there like, bro, I got something hot. And I just send in the bars. He don't hear no beat. You know what I mean? I just send in the bars, and hey, he be like, I can't wait to hear the beat. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like how we do it, because with me, like, that's all I do. I mix my own music. I write my own music. I produce my own music. I all that. So when we do it, like, it's all in house. So you gotta take it seriously.
Gotcha.
You got to. I don't go in there and freestyle it and play around with it, because I got to push record. And I got to sit in there 2.5, 3 hours with myself. So before I go in my studio, my stuff is already on paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the pluses with us. That's why even when we go to other people's studios, like, you know what I mean, engineers be so, like, they like that, like, about us. If I come in there and book 2 hours in your studio, I'm getting about 12 songs done. I'm telling you right now. In and out. And then we talk about the rest. Like, I ain't gonna hit there to waste your time. And I mean, I respect your professionalism and what you're doing. And not saying that everybody don't, but that's just how serious we take it. Like, we ain't got time to play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. I think you got everybody sold on Blood Brothers. Let everybody know where they can get it, where they can check it out. Get everybody y'all social media and all that for y'all right out of here.
You could check that Blood Brothers out on live mixtapes. My mixtape, Spinrilla, all mixtape slice. You could download it on all avenues that you want to download music on, iTunes, Spotify, all of that, Shazam, everything that you want to go on. My Instagram is at Yolo Ru Music.
Y'all can follow me at Koon Ru on Instagram.
www.yoloru.com. That's the website.
Talk about that merch too, real quick.
Nah, the merchandise is the key. Make sure you cop the merchandise. Definitely, like, we got everything from baby onesies to bedspreads to like what? Word up, baby onesies to bedspreads to hats to bathroom mats. So that's the best part about it. Like, in North Carolina right now, like it'd be good to like go and see somebody, and I can remember when I did that shirt. They walk by me and I'm like, oh man, I remember when me and bro sit in there and pressed that shirt, or we did that shirt, or digital vinyl and all that kind of stuff that we do, because we do everything in house, man.
Right.
That's the best way to kind of keep the budget down, and be able to spend outside, because everybody right now just you know what I mean, trying to eat.
Right. Absolutely. Salute to the Ru gang for pulling up Koon Ru, Yolo Ru. Make sure you check out that Blood Brothers. It's Hoodrich Radio.
Niggas be tripping, I'm still in the kitchen. My nigga from Cali just front me a key. What was you thinking of possibly drinking to make niggas think they go harder than me? Feel like when Moses was parting the sea, hitting the sing like it's part of a beat. So disrespectful, so part.